A 19-year-old who survived a suicide attempt. A girl who crossed the Mexican border without documents as a child. A Korean-American boy who ran his family's plant nursery nights and weekends while in school. The daughter of powerful executives in the motion picture industry. A rape survivor. These are just a few of our creative writing students. They come from many different backgrounds and are studying to be doctors, teachers, artists, lawyers, writers, and social workers.
So why teach creative writing? Students arrive at UCLA with decent levels of math and language literacy. But reading, writing, and math are only a part of the story. Creative writing teaches what no other discipline can. It teaches literacy of the imagination. It cultivates a way of seeing through and into the luminous, the intuitive, the inestimable, and even the quantum leaps of imagination of our spiritual lives. It is filled with those little light bulb moments of knowledge, self-knowledge, that help our students to better understand the world and change it.
My mother was a single parent, and we've been short on money most of my life. We lived in a two-bedroom apartment. We lived in an apartment with 2 beds, 2-bedroom as well, a pumpkin-colored Parsons desk for me, and no other furniture. Our gas and electricity were turned off a few times. Before I was born, my Syrian grandfather promised my mother that he would pay for my education for college. But by the time I started my freshman year at Berkeley, it seemed pretty doubtful that checks would be arriving. Tuition bills began piling up in my dormitory mailbox. Eventually, I applied for a creative writing scholarship. When I could no longer ignore the bills, I met with a financial aid officer who had the folder of my work in front of him on his desk. He said, "I don't know much about literature, but this is the kind of story I like to read. I can tell you now, without any modesty from the distance of time, that the stories in that folder were not good." But he approved a full scholarship for 4 years. I not only continued in college, but I changed my major from pre-med to English and became a writer.
Teaching and writing certainly enrich my life. I live for both, and I can tell you, they have made me who I am. And this kind of transformation is what we hope for our students. We teach them to write in the 4 genres: fiction, poetry, plays, and essays. The skills they acquire, and especially literacy of the imagination, serve them well in their professional and personal lives. I find that there is a pop to their thinking as a result of creative writing. They're hip with some hop, and they rock.
And the Korean-American boy who ran his family's plant nursery nights and weekends while an undergraduate at UCLA, he's a television showrunner now. And the survivor of a suicide attempt, she recently finished graduate work at Columbia. And the rape survivor is graduating this spring with honors from UCLA.